You are welcome back to my channel. I am Giware Joy Igudala, G Joy for short. In today's video, we are going to be looking at how to take border measurement for a trouser. When you are making a trouser, the measurements that you need to take. So first of all, I'm going to be starting with the circumferences, which is the horizontal measurement. So you need to take around the waist, you need to take around the hip, you need to measure around the thigh, around the knee, and of course around the ankle. So for the waist, you have to ask your customer where he wants his or her trouser to be. Is it going to be around the navel region, or is it going to be a high waist, or is it going to be a low waist? So you have to communicate with your customer. You have to ask them where they want the trouser to be. So after you have done that, you just place your tape around the place that you have chosen. Really, this is the waist, so you take the waist measurement. So when you are through with the waist measurement, the next measurement you want to take is the hip circumference. The hip circumference is the fullest part of the lower body, the fullest part, while the waist is the tiniest part. So you put your tape around the fullest part of the body, okay, around the bum bum area. So the fullest part, put your tape there. Of course, you ask your client how he wants it. Does he want it to be fitted, or does he want it to be a bit free? You know, just ask your client. So when you are through with that, you're going to take the thigh measurement. When taking the thigh measurement, you have to place your tape around the fullest part of the thigh. The fullest, so you can ask your client to just extend the leg out a little, so that you place your tape and then measure the fullest part. Okay, so you try and move your tape around. Okay, you should not be too tight. Of course, ask what your customer wants, ask for your customer's preference. And then you need around the knee measurement. When taking around the knee measurement, your measurement should be such that your client can fold his or her leg or can squat down. So it should not be too tight. Okay, you should ask your client what he wants. And then you need around the ankle measurement. When taking this measurement, you have to take it such that your customer's leg can go through the tape. You don't want to make it too tight, like your customer cannot wear it or cannot pull it after wearing the trouser. You have to make it such that your client's leg can go through. So you ask them what they want. So when you are through with all the horizontal measurement, you can now go ahead and take the vertical measurement. Now, there is no hard and fast rule about this. You can decide to take the vertical measurement first before the horizontal measurement, or take the horizontal measurement first before the vertical measurement. Whichever one you choose to do, it is okay. Now, for the vertical measurement, we start from the waist. Your tape should be at the waist, then the waist to the hip. Again, that part that is fullest, that is the hip area, and that is when. So when you place your tape on the waist like this, so you use your eye to watch out for the fullest part. That is the hip area, or this is 8.5. Okay, and then from there, with your tape still on the waist, you can take the knee measurements. Okay, the knee, and then you take the full length of the trouser. When taking your trouser measurements, the full length, is always best to take the measurements from the side. So you measure from the side like this. Okay, and then another measurement that you need is the crash measurement. Now, for the crash measurement, there are 3 ways you can take the crash measurement. First of all, if your client walked in wearing a trouser, perfect. It will be very, very easy for you to get your client's crash. So how do you do that? Your tape should be at the waist, and then you just use your eye gauge to check the partition where the trouser parted. So you just use your eye to gauge it towards the tip. Okay, you just use your eye like this. Use your eye to gauge it like this. So this is 10 inches. Now the second way you can take the crash measurement is to take the out seam and the inseam measurement. So for the out seam, you place your tape on the waistline. You take the full length of the trouser. This is 42. And then for the inseam, you measure it from the inner thigh. Okay, from the inner thigh, you put your tape and measure down to the length. We have 32. So the difference between the outer seam and the inseam is the crash. So when I measured this outer seam, I had 42 inches. And when I measured the inner leg, I had 32 inches. So 42 minus 32, you have 10 inches, which is also the same thing I got when I placed my tape here. And I use my eye gauge to measure like this. The third way you can get your crash is to make your client to sit on a hard surface stool. Okay, make your client to sit down and then you place the tape on the waist to the seat. Okay, that is the third way to take the measurement. So that is basically all the measurements that you need when making a trouser. The same thing also applies when you are making a shirt like the one that I am wearing. Okay, this time around, the length of the trouser, the length of the shirt will stop around the knee. So it is the same way you take your measurement. In our next class, we are going to be drafting a trouser pattern on paper. So you don't want to miss that class. Ensure you subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. Just kindly click on the subscribe button and also put on the notification bell so you'll be notified and don't miss that video. For those of you that are returning subscribers, I want to say thank you very much for supporting my channel. So keep supporting my channel, comment on my channel, and of course give me a thumbs up. And if there is any video you want me to make, kindly suggest it in the comment section below. Until next time when I come your way again, I remain Chijoy. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye bye for now.